What is up, fellow creators? My name is Jacob with Elevate, your go-to source for all things filmmaking and content creation. And today we're going to go through t-shirt design, specifically that 90s graphic tee design. I'm going to go through all my processes from start to finish, and hopefully you get something you can take away and add to your own graphic t-shirt design as well. Let's get started. Okay, first we're going to open up new artboard in Photoshop, and these are my settings that I do for t-shirt design. And we start with a width of 24 inches and a height of 30 inches. Make sure this is inches, not pixels, or you're going to be working way too small. And then we're going to have 300 PPI and then 8-bit color. I make this transparent, and then we hit create, and then we have our artboard and we're ready to get it going. So the first thing I do is I open a solid color, and then this is what is going to be the background of whatever color shirt you're wanting to print on. So in this case, I'm going to be making a black shirt. So it's a vintage faded black shirt, so I'm going to bring it up a little bit, and then there's my starting point. I'm going to lock that so I don't accidentally move it at all. Alright, so the first step I like to do is I get my text lined out, and then I'll work in from there to kind of have the frame for my shirt design. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is hit T on the keyboard. So we're going to hit T on the keyboard and then open up a text box and then write triple. And I'm in the Pittsburgh Sans font. And then I'm going to come down here and do the same thing. Write champs. Boom. And then I'm going to Command T, triple, and I'm going to hold Command down and then drag it. Make it a little bit taller of an image. Enter. You're going to do the same thing with champs. Command T. Hold Command down again. And then I'm dragging. There we go. Make sure those are lined up. Alright. The next thing I'm going to do is work on the actual style of the text. So we're going to go to triple. I'm going to double click over here. And then I've already set these up because I've made this design before, but I'll kind of walk you through my steps. This is the first one. We're going to add a stroke, and then that's going to be at 40 pixels on white and on the outside, so you can copy that. And then I've added a second stroke, and the way to do that is you hit that plus button and it'll open up a second one, and that one's going to be black and it's going to be set at 20 pixels. All right, and it's also on the outside, so it's going to make this double layered stroke effect. Oh, I need to plug up hold on while I plug up my computer. Alright, I'm sorry about that. I had to plug up my computer. Alright, the next I'm going to add this inner shadow, which is very subtle, but you can copy my settings here. And we're going to do a gradient overlay, which you can look, it's right here. It's like a dark blue to a light blue to a white. You can use whatever colors you want, or you can copy this. Last one, we're doing a pattern overlay, which is going to look kind of like this little basketball rippling. And then hit OK, and then that's our design for that. And then we're going to do the same thing over here for champs, and so they're identical. We have our text lined out. I'm going to come over here to desktop. I have my assets all lined up right here, and I used AI to create some championship rings to make this shirt style. And we'll start right here and drag this in, and then right there, hit enter. And then we're going to come over here, hold this down, go to quick select tool, and then over the top, and then we're going to hit mask. And then you did a pretty good job, so we're not going to have to work with it at all. Sometimes you have to finesse these a little bit more. And then we're going to pull this one, and I actually want that one below this one. Here, same tool right here. Boom. Boom. That was bad. Let's try that again. Right there. Boom. Much better. And then the last one. Same thing. Enter. Quick select. See if it works. Did. And boom. And that one needs to be a lot smaller. So Command T. Drag it. I'm going to angle it up. Enter. This one's gonna V to my V, And then I'm going to drag these around. I said this is going to be a taller and skinnier design, so we're going to have to reshape this a little bit. So I'm going to get all of that in Command T and drag it down. Give me some more room to work. There we go. And then off. Then we're going to click off so we can move this around a little bit more. And as I'm getting this sorted out, I'm going to kind of see how I want to reshape these. I think it just needs to be bigger. Yeah. Wait, Command T. I'm also going to stretch it out some. So hold Command, drag. There we go. And same thing with triple. It just needs to be a lot bigger. Cool. I think we're getting there. Let's drop that down a little bit more. And that needs to be behind that one. There we go. Gives it some depth. Yep, I think I like where we're going with this. There we go. Cool. Sweet. And then so the next thing we do is I have this halftone print. You can find some of these things online. And what I'm going to do is drag that all the way to the back, all the way down to right there. Now I'm going to double click it, and I want this same gradient overlay right here. And I think it still needs to be bigger. And boom. All right, so we're getting closer to the final results. Next, I'm going to drop these stars in, and I want those down here, make them bigger. And then same thing, I already have these things lined out, and I'm going to add the same strokes. I'm adding all those back to it, so I want it all to match. Now, what I'm going to do is Command J, which is going to make a second copy of that, and I'm going to not do that. I'm going to drag this up. Once again, running out of space, so getting all of it, Command T. And if you don't lock that background, it's gonna mess you up when you're trying to do that. So enter, click off of everything, and then just the stars. And then you can use your arrow keypad as well to move that very incrementally to get it just right. Sweet. So we're almost there. One other thing I like to do, you don't have to do this, but with some of these AI images, you can tell it's AI, and I want to make it look more vintage. So what I'm going to do is go through each one of these and copy it. And so on the layer right above the copy layer that's on top, what I'm going to do is come over here to filters, filter gallery. Hold on. First step is you need to make sure this is black and white. I don't know why mine's always on blue, but filter gallery. And then here we go. I have stamp and then grain, and then you can adjust the light and darkness of this, and I think that's about how I want it. And then boom, and then we're gonna bring this to color burn. And you can see what it did. It just gave it a more vintage, dirty look. We're basically degrading these images to make them look not as good. Okay, they should all be the same. Last one, Command J, filter gallery, same one, remembers it all. Boom, color burn. And sometimes it, like that one, I feel like it's too much, so you can drop the opacity. And I think that's about right. Okay, so now we have the whole design done, and then I will do a few more things just to get this to have that vintage feel. I'm gonna start on this bottom layer right here, come all the way to the top, hold shift, click it, which selects it all, and then command G. So I've grouped all of this together. Next, what I'm going to do is I have some textures I've downloaded from somewhere. If I remember, I'll put it in the comments. And honestly, there's like a million ways to do half of this stuff. And if I'm just doing something completely janky, tell me how to do it right in the comments. But this is my way so far, and it kind of works. So now I brought that texture in and dropped it over it, which gives it a kind of a distressed look. But we don't want all this on the outside showing up on your t-shirt design, because like that's what it's going to look like. So what we're going to do is come and make sure you have your group selected, and we're going to hold command and click on the actual image right here, which is going to select it all, and then you're going to hit the mask, which is going to look terrible. Don't worry, you're going to hit command I. It's going to invert it, and then you're going to delete this layer, and then you have a distressed image right here. And then before you export, make sure you take away the color fill, and then this is your actual image ready to go on the shirt. So what we're gonna do now is export this. We're just gonna put t-shirt design. I gotta work on my file naming, sorry Kyle. Export, and then next thing we're gonna do is I have my t-shirt right here. I've already dropped one in, but I'm gonna do it again for you so you know what's going on. So downloads right here, drop in my mockup, enter, command save, and then here is your shirt. And then you can export this, upload it to your website, or do whatever the heck you want to do with your shirt mockups. But alright, so that's it guys. Hopefully you learned something from this video that you can implement into your own designs. And if you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, leave us a comment, tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, and let's continue elevating your creative endeavors together.